Last time you arrived, well, outside of London by train, that was suddenly stopped by some sort of electrical current or EMP or whatever you want to call it. And you were greeted by Nemesis, who led you through the sewers into London safely and to the Rebellious Fist, where you met the Baron, a couple of his ghouls, some random people in the bar, and you briefly saw the Ventru Primogen practicing her fighting skills in the basement where the large boxing ring is, and is also where the tech department is, in the corner, with Josh, who set you guys up with, well, it's not a phone, it's a homemade radio, so you can contact him. And you were told that Ayse is going to be your mauler and take care of you as long as you help her. Gabriel, very confused, went through all his terms, and some of them were rules, but not really, and he's not the keenest on enforcing things and being a tyrant, so yeah, people could take them as they would or will. You're later driven to your new haven, a very small basement below a kiosk in Croydon, the lovely area that we all know and love. And I think the Herald swung by to take your names. And three of you, well, two of you hid, and Leo gave the name Michael. And a very defeated Herald left your haven. Marie, you scout the basement, you figure out some architecture things about the basement, that there could be more, and the type of material used. Both you and Emery found a spot on the wall where it seemed newer, like someone had walled up possibly where a door used to be. And I think where a couple of people took some showers. Leo made some clothes. That was your last thing. You're sewing I think a shirt for Alex's pink pants, something that would match, obviously. Alex, you got in contact. Oh, sorry.
That's right.
Luke.
I think you've got a spy.
Yeah. It's Prince Kairos in disguise.
I'm not Prince Kairos at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm so sorry. It's just...
That's all right.
He's
undercover
my
boss.
You got in contact with your ghoul Alicia, who had just landed, and she would bring you some clothes as soon as possible, and obviously she would like to be near you as well, because none of you function without each other. You don't even know what you look like right now. And Oliver, you managed to fix your pager. Only one message: I have arrived, which brought you some comfort, I think, or at least might in the future. Marie, you made some occult paraphernalia, as far as I remember, for your seer business. Dave, you went out to pass on a few messages to a couple people.
Sent a pigeon.
Had Emery sent a special pigeon to a special person as well. Emery managed to steal a phone, and she received a message by pigeon that someone would like to meet her, perhaps. Am I forgetting something that people were doing during their downtime? When we start, it's midnight. I'll take that as a no. We open the session by, well, it's midnight. You have all gathered again if you left You're near Haven. Maybe you have chit-chatted and small-talked amongst yourself. Leo is finally...
Is it the same night?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
Leo is finally done with the shirt. Very nice, very comfortable, very pink. And you hear the bell from upstairs from someone entering the shop, and Alex, you just feel it. It's Alicia.
Yes.
Who is, we can't hear what they're saying. Only Oliver can, I think. It's just that she's here to see Luke, and Emir leads her downstairs.
Yeah. And he is there to greet her and introduce her to all of his new associates. She is, you can tell just by the way she is that she is one half of this particular relationship. And basically she manages, he explains that, he's in very brief terms. She's my PR person. She handles all the tech stuff. She's wonderful that way. So he's like, I don't know what I would do without you, all that stuff. And I kind of like, work, relationship, work wife type of thing.
As
like,
Luke is talking, I just want to interject. She is already correcting his clothes, his hair.
Yeah.
Luke is not even paying attention to her.
Yeah.
Because it's just so normal.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. So he's very clearly, she takes care of him in a very kind of endearing way. So, yeah.
What would you call
She's
the
a
shape?
pretty talented, huh?
What would you call the shape of those glasses? 90s style? Very big. Pointed.
I don't know.
Here.
I don't think I'm any more up on the fashion lingo than you are.
There's a picture on Pinterest.
It's very professional. If you could just flash that up for the viewers here, I don't know, like maybe on the edits or whatever. I'll just drop that task on you.
She's what I call classically British. Raven black hair, ice blue eyes, very attractive.
Very professional. Yeah. Just like hair up, like very professional.
Dress suit.
She's wearing a business suit. Yeah, exactly. So she doesn't look like she actually belongs here in the basement of this particular convenience store. So, she looks like she belongs in honestly like one of Alex Kairos's office buildings or something. Like, she's definitely passes herself off as some kind of important corporate or office worker. But she handles all the outgoing people to people stuff that honestly Luke is just not comfortable handling. He's sweaty palms and all that, at least before he was a vampire, and now he's just kind of.
And she's also your manager.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I mean, she brushes off the lint. She provides the clothes. She basically takes care of the phone calls, the tweets, the Instagrams. All of it. The obviously. For those of you who are now just aware and may not have been aware before because of the background now, that Luke is not great with technology thanks to his clan. So, she also works with artificial intelligence and things like that and really dresses up and professionalizes any pictures and videos that he has to the knowledge of no one. So yeah, he has a very public image in some ways, that she makes sure that he has. So
I'm going to look at her. I'm going to look at you. I'm going to look at her again. You make such a great fit. I love it. Nice to meet you.
She's not even paying attention to anything but Luke at the moment, and even Emir from upstairs, you can all hear this because he's yelling, "You can't park right there."
I think she doesn't like me. I'm going to whisper, like really humble, like really shy at Dave.
Alicia, come on, my friends. They need to know who you are.
Sorry, sir, of course. And she very fast. She will shake your hand as soon as he airs out that that's a desire of his.
Okay. I'm going to.
Pleased to meet you all.
Pleased to meet you. It's my. Thank you for taking care of Luke. I don't know. Somewhat sigh.
We take care of each other.
That's really nice.
She's just a little shy.
He says this as though he is not shy at all.
And just that, I wanted to greet her. Having said that, do we hear anything else from outside? Unless someone else want to interact with Alicia, so sorry.
Oh, no, except for Emir complaining, and although you can hear him leave the shop, going to the streets.
Okay.
He also points out to her, he's like, what I was wearing, courtesy of this man over here, like, I don't know how he does it, but he totally like tailored this in like 30 seconds. Just
Oh, that reminds me, I brought you some
kiss,
suits.
you know? yeah, I know. And I prefer, believe me, I'm more comfortable in black, honestly. I just am. No offense, but the hot pink, I'm saving that for a special occasion. Like that's definitely coming back out. Believe
I
me.
quite like the trousers he's made. The colors work, suit, and yeah.
Leo, are you still just going through fabric and making clothes, or
at this point, Leo is going through his collection of shoes because the ones he wore through the sewer he's planning to throw away or burn because they're filthy for the rest of their existence.
trying to find a bucket and a box of matches?
Yeah.
I second this decision. Yeah. And then, of course, Luke is going to introduce everybody else. There's Oliver. He's scary. It's Emery. He's going to like he's just going to stop. He was going to introduce Emery, and he's going to stop, and he's going to be like, is that a pigeon?
I think it is, sir.
And she will turn to the side. Maybe. Is there an issue with that?
No. Okay. I mean, is the pigeon with you, or is the pigeon just kind of hanging out? Or is it both? A little bit?
A little column A, a little column B.
Yeah. Okay. And he's going to look around. Does he notice other pigeons have been there?
No, but Oliver, you hear Emir shouting from the street, "Get off my roof."
All right, I'm going out.
It's just Oliver who hears it, though. But
And he keeps listening for a second to see if is it like I'm annoyed, like is it like I'm annoyed at what is happening here, or
you're kind of imagining
get off
a man standing with a broom and trying to get them away. You know, that kind of frustration.
yeah, and he's just kind of like just listening to them at like their conversation and just sort of like looks up and then looks back at the conversation, just doesn't say anything.
And then there's Dave, who has excellent hygiene like myself. So
Dave's just scribbling in a notebook at the moment.
I need everyone with Sense the Unseen to do a Wits Auspex.
Okay. With what? Which, right?
Yeah, because this is a...
I'm not looking for it specifically, so.
Yeah.
And not promising much.
2?
now, storyteller.
Yes.
Does my Oblivion sight help at all here?
Not for obfuscation, unfortunately.
Okay. All right.
But to see people who can do what you can do, definitely.
Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. That's why I had to ask. So
Yeah. 2.
I'm gonna roll here in a second.
Hunger gain. 5.
That's nice.
5.
Nice.
Well, on the coffee table, Emery, is a, well, I say rat, but it's probably around a 10-pound rat, the size of a large cat, sitting there, obfuscated, and smiling at you, you think.
Curious.
Just listening.
She's going to look around. She's going to look around, and she's definitely going to first probably look over at Dave, be like, is he noticing this too? Maybe, I don't know. And then, but it looks friendly, like it's there.
Yeah, he's even waving at you with his little paws. As it sees you see it.
She's going to take an inventory on anything that she's fed on recently to make sure that there's like nothing in it that might be altering her mind. Definitely curious if anyone else sees this. And the ghoul is still there.
Yeah, and is crawling down from a table and scurrying towards you.
Dave is very much still nosing it, but no attention.
So she will lean down and kind of look like she's going to sit down crisscross applesauce, like not like she's going to reach for the cat to be too obvious, but she's going to sit down and see if it will crawl into her lap or like what it will do.
Just to clarify, it is a rat. It's just the size of a cat.
Yeah. Okay. So she's down.
As soon as you hunch over or get down on its level, it touches you if you let it, or else it will just grab your pants or something and becomes visible to the shock of the rest of you. You obviously see Emery crouching down, and then a large, very, very large rat appears.
Okay, Emir, we're going to have a talk with Emir. Like, he's going to turn to Alicia if she's still there and like, you need to speak to the guy upstairs. He's got a serious vermin problem.
It's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Emery's going to look. It's fine.
If you say so, but that's the biggest rat I've ever seen.
It's like a wharf rat. They're fine. And she's going to look around like, it's fine. Everything's fine. There's only
all
one
London rats are
piece.
this big? I've never been to London before, so this is, I need to know because I need to mentally prepare myself here.
Well, rats are not usually able to go invisible. But it points towards the door, Emery, looks you in the eyes. You think it's smiling, and starts walking slowly towards the door, sort of leading you, or trying to.
Is it walking on two legs?
No, but it can stand on two legs.
Okay, all right. I was just wondering if this rat was just now walking upright, you know, like...
I think he's trying to tell us that someone's down a well.
I am just curious if out of character me doesn't think this is a rat, but in character me, I don't know if I would know if this is someone who I'd want to keep in here for a little bit to see when they're no longer a rat.
Well, it looks like a rat, and you've heard of rat breeding before. Well, it could be protein. It's large enough for it to be protein.
I also would know. I think it would be within her. So it's pointing. So would it let her? So she would try to like pick it up, I guess, and try to walk out.
It lets you if your intention is to walk out.
Yeah. So she would.
And it's just pointing towards the stairs because it can't speak.
So she'll pick it up and she'll walk out with it.
Are we supposed to follow her?
Come along, Marie, if you want. Just taking a little stroll.
I think it's... Go ahead.
Is it any chance that by maybe occultist knowledge, I could know, like, because how to explain? I'm not sure how knowledgeable will be my character about disciplines from other clans and all that. So I would like to have an idea of if she could know whether it could be an animal messenger, or it could be a famulus, or it could be, only any kind of these discipline powers. Is there any chance that she knows them by an occultism sword or something like that?
Well, you can do a intelligence and occult, but because your Tremere and ghouling is hard, and you don't have animalism, the difficulty is going to be a bit higher. It's going to be a 4.
Okay, fine for me. Then I'm going to roll intelligence. Use that, and you can continue.
7 successes.
Okay.
Well, you're pretty sure it's a famulus, and a famulus that's been fed for a very long time.
Eating well.
It has.
Wait, that's one big famulus.
Well, I don't know how to translate it in game, but our character has level 2 disciplines. So, an old ghoul. But Emery, it leads you outside to the back alley, and you just hear a voice right next to you, and a man appears. A man, he's dressed in a black hoodie, but his face is wrapped in bandages, you think, but they look worn. He has bright yellow eyes is not the right word, because they seem to be glowing. And he has... It's not like you have interacted that much with elders, but he has that kind of aura about him. Like, very old, potent blood. He dressed in worn clothes, the most... I mean, he looks like a burn victim. He has no nose beneath the bandages. And he also has kind of a mummy-like appearance about him, with a U, not with an O.
So upon seeing him, she will kind of check her surroundings to see if there's anyone else. Good evening. It's good to meet you here.
The rat scurries down from you and climbs on his shoulder. Evening, Emery. I know you were
Pleasure
expecting
to
Henry, but this was far too important to let him do it. I am the spy master.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for making time in your schedule to come visit us.
Well, it's just good business. You present an opportunity, and I was kind of curious. I had heard about you from Finley, but seeing is believing. Caitiff Nosferatu are not uncommon, but you do not seem to be caitiff, do you?
No, I'm not.
I am here to extend 2 invitations. Let's go somewhere more private. And he lifts the manhole and jumps down the sewer.
She's going to look left, look right, and she will make her way. She will lower herself gracefully, one foot to the other before looking around to make sure that no one sees her, and then setting the pigeon, taking it off, putting it on the ground before putting the manhole cover back over her as she crawls / jumps down.
Before you shut it completely, he throws some kind of device outside. Just a little disc, you think? And when it closes, it starts just... Well, Oliver, your ears are about to shatter from some kind of dog whistle noise. So you have to turn off your heightened senses. The rest of you can't hear it.
Yeah, I was thinking that he would kind of be like listening, if that was possible, like just kind of listening to like the general introductions.
Yeah.
Then,
but as soon as the manhole closes, you just hear...
and then it just immediately turns it off and like jumps like suddenly.
Once you get into the sewers, he well, it's dark in here because I don't... Can you see in the dark? You can see invisible things, but I don't think you have heightened senses, do you?
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, I have sensient seen.
Your kindred, you can see enough. At least his general, not demeanor, well, you can see where he is what I'm trying to say. The first invitation, obviously, is to the brood, if you intend on staying here. I have a bit of a test, but it's, should you complete it and want it, you would have the protection of Arthur, my sire, our brood father, the King of Shadows.
Did you say the King of Shadows?
Yes. He is, in charge of us in London.
Understood.
But this, I think I have to go into politics before I tell you what you would have to do. Right now, there's peace between all the factions, and it's just a game of who can get the most fingers and the most pies at the moment. And no one has a finger in the pie at the Anox. And you could be that finger.
Understood. Okay. Is this the second test, or is this,
Oh, the test would be, and he holds up a USB drive, to get this into Josh's computer. While he's not looking. For at least, I think, 10 to 15 minutes, because his computer is not the best.
Understood. Okay. That's the first test. Understood.
That's just to get into the brood. But should you succeed, and I think you will, I have faith in you, I would like to invite you to see the glorious sun once again.
She's going to furrow her brow because it sounds like thinking back to what her sire has told her in the recent past. Okay.
I'm speaking, of course, of Mithras and joining the cult. We do not force anyone who does not want to be a part of it, but it does come with its benefits. Every time he talks or refers to the cult of Mithras, it seems compulsory to you.
Seems like a pretty good organization from what I've heard. It seems very well intended and well known, highly regarded.
We rule all of Britain, or Avalon for those of us who are a bit older.
As they should.
And Arthur has been in Londinium since, well, forever. So, well, he's not a part of the cult, I must say. It's, we are mostly independent. Obviously, Henry is Camarilla, but in the end, we all answer to Arthur. And Mithras, of course, in my case. But should you wish to join the cult, you would be granted domain in the center of London. Obviously. And your rank would be that of a raven. Nothing too complicated, simply a messenger.
Well, I've got quite the network as she like looks to her shoulder but realizes she put her pigeon upstairs.
I prefer rats, but I can see the benefit of something with wings.
They both have their advantages, but when combined are a force to be reckoned with.
Agreed. I will leave you with some time to think. I know these are huge decisions, and he just holds out the USB drive. Should you accept? This is the first task. I will know when it's done. And I will take that as a yes to at least be a part of the brood. The cult is a separate thing, which requires initiation steps, let's say. but you would be granted access to, well, everything. Because we rule everything, and we see everything.
Correct. I can see where having the network and being informed is quite advantageous, especially for someone as young as myself. I should nod back to them. I'm not as familiar with them, but what level of involvement should they know about this? None?
Preferably. Secrets are best for trading.
Understood. And curious question. How familiar are you with the Herald?
Oh, yeah, I guess you're referring to Damien and not us, he says and points towards himself. We are, the elite. We are dubbed by Mithras the Heralds of the Sun. But that takes a few hundred years to achieve that status. Unless you're very good. Like me.
Wow.
But the Herald Damien, what about him?
I was just curious. He paid us a visit earlier, and I'm not as familiar with the Camarilla so much as my sire had me taken away.
Well, I can tell you he's new. He's a bit older than you guys, but not much. And he is eager to please his master.
Do you by chance know who that is?
Oh, the Warlock.
The Warlock.
The Warlock. The only... well, the biggest threat we have. But he's Tremere, so he has limited rights within the domains of Mithras, but unfortunately he has made quite of a project out of the prince, and the prince has become powerful. But it's all thanks to Victor. I don't know if it's because he can't rule, or if it's just he likes raising above other people, or if it's a Tremere thing about perfection, I do not know. But the Herald himself is new and I think quite humane, really. He is annoying to listen to. You have to turn down the volume.
The Herald, this is.
Yeah, very booming voice, I'm sure you heard. He's the guy that spoke like, hey, hello, that kind of way, yeah.
I'm just interested in the different dynamics and the information networks, and I'm somewhat aware that where we have our networks, so do they, and he might be one of those individuals that where the loud voices, albeit obnoxious, might be.
Well, they have their magics and their scrying, but we have every single camera in London.
Understood.
And
Thank you for that information.
I have a back door to Antigen should you need it. I'm the only one who has one. That's not completely true. I lend it to Henry as well, but it's kind of limited. There's something beeping quietly in his inner pocket. He just says, I think you should get back to the rest. You're gonna get a visit soon, and he's gonna be really pissed if you're not there.
Understood. Thank you again for this, and I will see to it if I can't get that information. I think there's possibly going to be an event that or a day of the week that might lend itself to getting the information.
Before I forget, a wizard needs her tools, and he's looking around a corner like he stashed something there, and he hands you just a case with a laptop and some few devices in there. A gift.
Thank you kindly for this. She's thumbing through it, kind of not wanting to look at all of it. I appreciate that. There unfortunately was a bit of a mishap on the way here, and while my power tools and supplies made it in my duffel bags, the electronics more or less went to shit. So I appreciate this greatly. Thank you so much.
Yeah, she does that every time, so we can't keep an eye on her.
Well, I am thankful and grateful that you were able to pay a visit so soon again. But I will be taking my leave now, if that's okay with you. Like you said, I have a visitor and I don't want to miss anyone.
Of course. I'll make sure Henry gives you the permission to use it. I mean, the technology. I'm counting
Thank
on
you.
you.
I appreciate that.
And then he just disappears right in front of your eyes.
She'll narrow her eyes, looking around, knowing that he could be inches from her face, and she'll just walk confidently back up, lift it up, and go back into the hideout.
While this conversation is going on, you all see Oliver he's grasping his ears for a moment. And Emir shouting outside is becoming louder. And you start to hear the honking of cars. What do the rest of you want to do?
Okay, so it's visible that Oliver's ears are actually bleeding.
No, it's just like a very loud sound all of a sudden, and then he's more relaxed again. But it's a very sudden movement.
Okay, all right. Luke, who is not privy to the whole conversation that just took place with Emery, I don't think. See, Oliver's a scary guy. So it's more like he's just going to like approach him like, hey, everything all right? You doing okay there? You look like you're in some pain. Need an aspirin?
And Oliver just looks at him. He's just like, it's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so you're just, you're good. Everything's cool, right? You're all, it's all good. You're
Yeah,
okay.
I got something in my ear. I don't know what to tell you. So.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a problem sometimes, especially with. Well, never mind. Yeah, I was just checking up on you. You looked like you had this expression of agony on your face, and it was just kind of a little. I'm just, just looking out for you.
Sir, can I go upstairs and move the car?
Yeah. By all means, Alicia, take care of it. You know what's best in this situation. You're good. Go ahead and.
Everyone.
Just be your amazing self.
Obviously not Emery, because she's in the sewer. But everyone make a wits insight, please. A 1? Not a failure. 1.
I can tell when that baby is crying because of hunger.
That is a 1 as well. So just totally.
I mean, we're number 1, everyone.
Yeah. Dave, well, all you needed was a 2, and but Dave, you're the only one who sees it as the moment. But it might be because everyone else is distracted by the conversation. But Alicia has the demeanor of a child that did something wrong, and they don't want to admit it, and they want to clean it up as fast as possible.
Okay. Continue scribbling in the book then.
And she runs upstairs, and you can just hear the shouting from Emir. Shouting at the pigeons, shouting at her, shouting at the car.
Luke's going to go up to Emir and address this situation, if at all possible.
Yes, of course. She's parked where you can't really, and it's very on an angle, halfway up the sidewalk, almost blocking the door. And for anyone who wants to go outside and see, they can do a wits and larceny or wits drive.
Go out and see the car? Okay.
So anyone is good with rooms?
I am. Yeah. I mean, well, not I. I mean, I can drive. Right?
I mean, I can drive too. I know what a car is, but
That's a 1 because
I think that requires slightly more expertise.
Is anyone else going upstairs?
I don't have. I am upstairs, but I have no drive skill.
No, it's either drive or larceny.
Oh, my curiosity. Oh, yeah, too, larceny. Larceny
Well,
with
doesn't-
wits too, no?
Yeah, wits and larceny.
Well, you're not sure, Marie, but you think the car is stolen.
Oh, damn.
Look, I think I have news. Not sure what or not, but I will check on that plate. It may be stolen. I am
Stolen?
yes, as in crimes.
Alicia bends her head, looking at her feet.
Alicia, what are you doing stealing cars?
I couldn't find a cab, and I was missing you, and I had to get the clothes, and it was
Okay,
right
listen,
outside the store.
listen. Look,
and
we don't steal cars, all right? You don't steal cars. No car stealing, okay? You have the phone and everything. You can use the little programs on there to like summon a cab or whatever, or an Uber or whatever they call them.
I'm so
Right?
I'm so sorry, sir.
You're better than this.
I'm
right?
hungry.
Okay. All right. We'll get a little snack, but like it's just one of those things where you can't go around. You can't do that. You know that. You're better than this.
I'm sorry,
Right?
sir. It's just you said you needed your suits, and it was like it sounded urgent, and I just wanted to do it as fast as possible and to get near you as fast as possible.
Listen, Marie, can you take care of this? You can drive, right? You can. Go on, take care of this. Like it's clear that you know what to do in this situation.
I mean, I do have. I know how to
I'm
drive,
sure you're-
but not well, and
I'm sure you're capable of it. Go ahead and take care of it. I'm no good with cars. Alicia, we're gonna go for a walk. So he's gonna lead her out, like out of the store.
You're following
And-
obediently.
Yeah, and down a few blocks, to someplace discreet.
what do I do
And
now?
he's just gonna call back over his shoulder. Marie, handle it.
How am I on?
Can you handle the fucking pigeons as well? Just Emir standing with a broom, and it's a few feet too short to even reach the roof. But he's really shouting, and when you look at it, you think there's about 25 pigeons on the roof, and they're awake at midnight, which is kind of.
And then Luke's gonna say to Alicia, like, tell her you're sorry, tell her and she's gonna call back over her shoulder, like, I'm so sorry, like, take care of it, Marie, it'll be fine.
And I think so. I have two options here. I can go the crime route and sell it, or I could turn it and try to lie to the police, as in, oh no, someone was just driving away and they left it because it didn't work, but it completely works. No, it doesn't. I just fix it. So
You mentioned crime, and you are looking around, and there's plenty of cameras staring you in the face at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. So here's the thing. My charter will probably be smarter than this. Could I try to pull up some kind of lie or some kind of, excuse for Alicia, as in, oh no, she wasn't, or she was coerced, or whatever, in order to shift the blame and return the car, or call the police and tell them, hey, a stolen car was here, someone left out, and I want to lie very convincingly.
Well, there's probably footage of her entering the car and leaving it, so it's going to be hard to pull off.
It's hard to say the least.
Unless you could find the owner of the car. And maybe it's not such a big deal. Or you can make it not such a big deal.
Yeah, but I don't know what's the owner of this car. Can I look inside the car for anything that might tell me what this is? Like maybe a phone number or an identification card?
Oh, it is,
Yeah. Look in the glove compartment with the driver's license or something,
exactly.
probably stuffed in there.
There's a registration and insurance form.
Yeah. There you go.
You can see below the steering wheel, I don't know what it's called, that piece of plastic has been pulled out, and the wires are kind of just hanging, dangling there. and it seems like there's a fork stuck in the keyhole. And for a moment you're impressed, but it is an old car.
So I'm taking note that Alicia has skills I hadn't even imagined she will have, and I'm going to try to contact this person. And I don't want to. I want to lift the blame from Alicia, as in maybe someone stole the car and was in a drive-away or was fleeing from something, but I don't know who it is. I have just recovered your car before the person actually makes a claim or sets a file for the lookout. So see, I have to roll anything, as in subterfuge, maybe setting up a lie like that with preparation beforehand will be more intelligence than manipulation, you tell me, but that's my plan. I want to lie to these people, lift the blame from me on Alicia, and basically be like, I'm sorry you got stolen, but hey, you got it back. You just have to, reinstall this and this.
So just a general, hey, I found your
mistake.
car, and misdirecting from...
Basically, I want to be like, someone was fleeing from whatever, police, anything that I think will be more plausible, and then be like, but they got into some kind of minor setback. They had to actually drop from the car and start running through alleys and all that stuff because maybe another police was in the middle. Basically, I want to be like, he had to lift the car out because he was fleeing from something.
Yeah, and it was a large man, so something that's completely opposite of Alicia. Yeah.
You ever get into a car that's not
Really
your
big
own, right?
and scary, and really big and scary.
Do a charisma or manipulation and subterfuge as you're borrowing a phone from Emir, I think, and calling this person, saying that you have found the car.
Okay. I think this is definitely hard. Personally, I feel like this will be definitely hard. So I'm going to roast the blood because I want to cover, because this could be problems. I don't want to bring suspicion to this place. This is our heaven of all damn places. So there you go. I added my hunger before rolling, and now I'm going in subterfuge plus charisma plus 2. Will my merit for here it is, apply, what was it here, ingenuity, basically more dice when avoiding blame.
No, because it's not you being blamed and they can't see you.
Okay, perfect. Then
but you get a bit hungrier. You're at 3, so your beast is very awake,
yeah, basically,
and just speaks in your head.
I'm going to
Dear, why are you even wasting your time on this? And then it goes quiet.
We're using willpower. You can be serious. All right, there we go.
I'm gonna make a note. You don't know if you're successful or not, but you have at least informed the owner where the car is.
I mean, the thing, yeah. I tried to actually set up a lie and see if it will work or nothing. I am really nervous. I can feel the hunger within me telling me to stop this, that I am getting in trouble, that I should be leaving these idiots to themselves, that it's their problem, not mine. And I feel nervous as I am talking. I stutter. I should not be doing this. I should actually be, doing something more helpful. I'll just set her down, and that's everything I supposed to do in order to save my own skin. But I try nonetheless.
You tried. Luke, do you want to feed Alicia? Or do you just want to... Okay.
That was basically the point of
that's
having Marie take care of everything so that Luke could go away and take care of this problem here. So yes, he's going to, well, actually, you know what? I mean, straight from the neck, it's just going to look like a very PDA type of situation, so that they're not bothered by anybody else. It doesn't look weird. It's just one of those things where he's embracing her and she's getting a drink and it's all good. So, yeah.
Do the rouse.
Okay.
Success. Beast sleeps.
Yep.
Well, you get back at some point and I don't know if it's visible on Marie that she's frustrated or hungry or something, but
You will. I mean, anyone which somewhat insightful or have some weight will notice she has the right ideas, but she's kind of nervous with this.
So Luke's coming back. It's like, what's the situation? Why is the car still here?
Because there are cameras. I point at the cameras. I'm trying to set up a lie, and I'm going to try to shift the blame to someone else, but there are cameras. We have to make sure this is all before the police.
You're bringing them here?
No, I am bringing
What?
the person here. Just that one person, because there are cameras, and if I actually try to keep running, they're going to know it was us. I don't know. I'm not good at crime stuff, okay? There's a line, but not that crime stuff.
I mean, and Luke's gonna be like, oh, okay. I mean, I thought maybe you could just drive the car to, wherever and let that person pick it up there, but rather than bring them here.
look, I'm gonna give you a freebie here. Obviously, leading them here is might be an issue,
Right.
but you're not too concerned about the cameras. They're not as iffy around her as you, but sometimes you can't see her face, and it's very blurred, and it becomes glitchy.
Yeah. And well, that was going to be the next thing, is that he was going to kind of whisper to Alicia and say, hey, he's going to kind of like do the finger whirl thing of like, you see what's going on, and he's like,
she says very quietly, I did the shadow thing as I entered and left the car.
Yeah. So you're the cameras are taken care of, right?
Hope so.
The way you can. And he's gonna be looking at, because Alicia's whole thing is like technology. Like, she can do that. She's good at hacking as well as the PR. Like, she can do anything that involves like technology. That's her strong suit.
If I can tap into the surveillance or find out where it's going, I can definitely delete it.
If you would, please, that would be great. Yeah. Now that you're a little bit clearer in the head, and everything, like you're good now, you can take care of that. And he's gonna turn back to Marie.
It would have been really easy if I knew that was a possibility.
Yeah. I just, it's okay, Marie. It's all good.
No, I messed up. I'm so sorry. I am so stupid.
it's okay. It's all right. We'll take care of it. And so he's going to motion to Alicia to take care of this surveillance situation. And then he's going to be like, so you called the person, right?
Okay.
You still have the phone, right? You still have their phone number and everything, obviously, right?
Yes, I have everything.
Okay, so just call them again, all nervous and everything, and tell them that you messed up about the location of the car, that you didn't mean to say that it was here, but that it was actually somewhere else, right? And then someone can drive it there, right? Because I could, but it's not going to be pretty. I don't usually do that. Cars, especially one as nice as this, and I don't get along. Actually, it's an older car, though,
Don't
right?
worry, I will drive it.
Oh, you're going to take care of it? Oh, okay. All right. Okay. I believe in you. I do. You're good. Yeah.
You're so Oh, hell.
I mean, no lie. Luke actually has like three dots in subterfuge, so he's totally selling. So he's like, it's no problem. It's a fixable situation. I know you have this. I'm totally, I believe in you. I do. So and he's got to look back. Alicia, where did you get this again?
Outside the store I bought the suits in. It was some very high-end place, but it was open.
Can you give Marie the address here?
I can drive it away.
Yeah. You just no. You don't need to drive it away. It's just Marie's gonna take care of it. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Emir, he's still with the broom. I can take it down to my cousin. Here's the shop. You can take it apart. It's not nowhere.
But the person's on their way here.
They're never gonna fight that car. He smiles. As you're talking.
That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about them not finding it.
As you're talking, a very, very prestigious, not a Rolls Royce, but something of that scale, something a president or a minister would drive. Car, black tinted windows, rolls up very slowly.
Oh God.
And a man steps out of the car, the driving seat. He is, he's a large gentleman in a very tight suit. It's very apparent that he's wearing some kind of body armor underneath, or perhaps it's in the lining of the suit. He has sunglasses on, an earpiece. Just trying to find the picture so I don't miss any details. Very, very nice suit. And clean shaven. And has the look of a soldier. Very trimmed hair and or probably more a bodyguard. But he gets out, looks at every one of you, and opens the door where the herald comes out, looking a little defeated. The driver, he looks at the mirror, pull down his sunglasses just a bit, looks Emir in the eyes and says, "You're closing now, go home." And Emir says, "I'm closing now, I'm going home," and walks into the store.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Damien says, "We best get down to the basement. I'm very, very sorry about this." And I think that's around the time where Emery gets back.
So as Emery's coming back from doing, Nos girl things in the sewer, she's going to see this really nice dressed person that she remembers from the previous night. She's probably going to straighten herself up. "Oh, I didn't know we were having another meeting so soon. It's a great evening to see you, Harold."
I'm not so sure you'll think that in a moment, but I'm glad you think so.
Well, it sounds like this should be something that we should be conversing inside.
Yes, please.
And so is the stolen car still out there?
Yeah, the other car is kind of blocking it at the moment. But Emir, when he lets you guys in before he closes and locks the shop, he gets in the car and drives away.
Well, I guess that problem's going to take care of itself. I mean, you might want to. Never mind. Luke's just going to walk back into the store.
I don't want to talk about this ever again.
The gentleman in the bodyguard, I want to call him, he blocks the door behind, or the back door. And Damien walks with you guys to the basement area. I think Alicia is Alicia following you, Luke? Would you usually do that, or is she sitting upstairs?
She would discreetly leave the scene if she can, but if she needs to stay to take care of the cameras and everything, that's what she'll do. So, he would tell her to,
She'll stay upstairs with the rest of the ghouls.
Right. Exactly. He just wants her to focus on the task at hand and get that taken care of, and then discreetly let herself out, and we'll deal with things later. So,
a surface of blood appears on this wall. Kind of the frame of a mirror. And a man steps out of it.
Not good.
He is dressed like a Victorian gentleman with ascot and everything. And he has, very dark hair and very short beard. His mustache is probably the most visible or prominent. But he looks something that's pulled straight out of 1880 or something. He's a very, very serious and angry look on his face. And Damien is just bowing down and moving backwards. And, looking very defeated and ashamed. The man enters and says, "Do you know who I am?"
My bets would be a warlock.
You're probably the smart one, yes? Do you know why I'm here?
No.
I think Emery's going to, she's like in the doorway of the bathroom and she's going to take a step backwards so she can still see it, but she's not in the room with everyone.
Yeah. Luke is doing the same thing in his own way, like trying to melt into the wall as much as possible. I'm glad that Dave has stood up and just basically taken the attention of our warlock here. So like Luke is just gonna be like, I'm just gonna disappear in whatever sliver of darkness I can find.
He walks to the coffee table, slams a very big book on it, and puts down a quill made of metal next to it. And then he lights a cigarette. He's just holding it in his hand. He's not smoking or anything. And says, "Everyone write your name in the book. If you're not done by the time this goes out, I'm gonna set this whole place ablaze along you along with it."
Right.
So I have to ask, just because this is what my character would do, is there any chance of evading any kind of visual notice whatsoever at this point?
It's gonna be hard.
Hey, I'm good with difficult. I'm good with it. Yeah. I feel like I have to try. I'm okay with failing, but I feel like I have to try.
Let me give you the difficulty.
Okay.
So is Emery able to put two and two together that this is the warlock that she heard about earlier?
Yeah, definitely. Well, difficulty is 9.
That's doable. I can certainly do that. Gonna rouse because that's hunger gain.
You can do it, Luke.
I'm certain.
Do the thing. Do the thing. You can do it.
The lights in here start to flicker for a moment.
Is there any chance?
This dude.
Is there any chance I could try to guess what this book is for, as if it has any kind of supernatural properties, or it looks just like a normal book, whether with occult or sentient?
Well, it looks like a tome, and with sentient scene, for those who have it, can clearly see the quill, and the book is of magical origin.
That's 10 successes on a crit.
You've managed to find a shadow. But, yeah. You have managed to find a shadow. Perhaps in the ceiling again.
Yes! Literally. If there's even a sliver of darkness, he just like...
If the warlock is starting to look anywhere even in that direction, Dave will try and catch his attention. So,
He's just holding the cigarette, saying 6 names before this goes out, or everyone dies. Write it in your own blood, and he points towards the quill. If you write a fake name, you will also die. Do you know what a herald's job is? It's very simple. It's just to be the voice of the people and the prince. And you made his job difficult. And we can't have that. And we can't tell the prince that my precious child failed. Damien is looking very defeated and very small at the moment.
Does that make you Victor?
Indeed, sir.
Thank you. One moment. Dave will scribble his name down in his book. Fair's fair.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might as well go and write my name in your book then.
Is anyone not writing their proper name, or at least the name that they have as an identity or think of themselves as?
I shall write Dave.
I think Emery would step forward at this point, hearing that like he was put down or something, and she would probably say some bull like she would say, "My apologies, I gave my name earlier, and I'd be more than happy to give it again." And she'll look over to him. He was nothing but kind and considerate earlier. My apologies for there being any difficulties in getting the names, but I'm sure we can get them now.
He looks at Damien and says, perhaps he should be more strict then. Victor looks like a fucking monster. There's nothing humane about him. He's not blushed. And he looks very much like a corpse. And his eyes are becoming red. The lower the cigarette goes, the redder the eyes. Mm-hmm. And you start to smell smoke, you think, but from him and not the cigarette.
I think Emery's seen quite a few uggos in her time, so she's completely unfazed. She's just like, another ugly bitch, let's go.
Okay.
Dave's going to sketch him.
Luke is going to wait for everyone else to sign before he emerges reluctantly to do this. Because right now there's only 5 visible people in this thing, you know, and maybe somebody will say, well, I don't know where the other guy is.
Maybe he's in the shitter and he hasn't come out, you know.
We left him in the sewers.
Oliver will walk over and pull. Is the book on like a chair?
Oh, it's on the coffee table.
On the coffee table, sorry. He'll pull over like kind of like a stool or a chair and kind of like set it down next to Victor, and then take a look at the tome, and he just kind of like, you know, looks through it, taking his time, kind of like flipping through the pages, seeing how many names are in it. How many names would be in it?
Blank pages.
All of them. And he's like, you know, he's doing the licking his thumb, and then, you know, just thumbing through it, just kind of looking, just taking his time. And
cigarette halfway there.
So as Emery sees it, he's like flipping through it. He's like, so we've got 5 of the 6 names. The 6th one will be here just soon enough. You know, we had an issue with the train, and I'm sure, you know, they weren't here earlier, but I'm sure that they'll be here any minute, because they value our unlife as much as their own. And, you know, I, you know, sometimes some of us control the darkness and some of us are the darkness, and it's hard to find our way in a new city and things like that. And she's just trying to be just buying time, just she doesn't know where the fuck he is, but she's like,
he looks at the cigarette and says, I hope he's fast then.
You know, he spent a significant amount of time in the bathroom. He has a thing for keeping up his appearance, so I don't know. He should be along, you know, he probably wants to dress to impress and all of that. He had a fancy suit thing going on last night, so.
Do you want to jump down at the last possible second, or do you want to test fate?
Yeah, I'm going to. Like, after everybody else has signed the book and everything, like
He looks impressed and says, the Scourge should probably train you.
Oh,
It's so unfortunate that you are Anox.
Oliver will look over at him and Damien, was it? I gave him one name earlier. It's not in here.
Oh, this is a different book. And you can clearly see when you write, you feel like a prick in your finger, and you're writing with your own blood, which disappears into the book.
Yeah, he will. He'll go ahead and like. He'll like bite his tongue, and then kind of like put the pen, like the end of like the pen in there, to like get the blood, and then he'll just kind of like put like his initials.
So before he does the thing, he's going to look up and say, thank you for the compliment. Your name again? I'm sorry, Victor? Was it?
Warlock Victor Throckmorton.
Got it. Yeah, Warlock Victor Throckmorton. It's got a cadence to it. Yeah.
Warlock is fine.
Warlock. Yes. Okay. So here's the thing. I'm going to do this, but I just want to make sure I'm on the level with everything. Did you happen to talk to Gabriel?
No, I believe
You didn't talk to
Damien
Gabriel
did.
about. But Damien here doesn't like. You've already explained that he doesn't do his job very well. So I just. You understand that I just don't want to. I'm trying to make sure that everybody's happy, right? You know, and so you didn't talk to Gabriel. Damien here is clearly no good at his job, and I just want to make sure that everything is above board here. And I'm not. If you haven't talked to Gabriel, I don't know how you can expect us to sign this because he kind of helps us to manage things. So
The prince would like to know of everyone who is in his city. And
Oh,
we
yeah,
do
yeah, yeah.
not
No.
inform the Prince of Failures.
I get it. I do. I understand. I get it. You have a job to do, and you're very clearly good at it.
I'm also.
Well, see, this is Anarch territory, and I just want to make sure that we have an understanding. And I don't want to. Have you seen Gabriel? He's kind of like he lifts, you know. So I just,
He's a brood.
just saying.
But he
He's
serves.
what?
He's a brood, but he serves
Yeah.
his purpose. I don't know why the prince is fond of him.
He could break me in half, so I just want to make sure I don't get on his bad side. I'm looking out for my friends here, and if you could speak to him first, like I just want to make sure everything's okay here. That's all.
Everything
You
is
can understand.
fine. When I have the names, I'll be out of your hair, and you won't see me unless you do something really stupid.
I understand, but I just want to make sure Gabriel's okay with this. Can we?
Probably
Can we?
not.
You
but I
can
do
walk
not
through another
care.
wall like that, right?
Yes, I can enter any place that I know of.
Yeah. So maybe look, just for my peace of mind, right? Maybe you could just contact.
That's the whole point
Gabriel?
of Damien.
But Damien sucks at his job.
No, but he's too polite, and you should have given him your names as per agreement with the Baron and Damien.
I've
himself.
never seen this guy before.
No, but the Baron informed you that the Herald would show up to take your names.
No.
was he
Gabriel
the
never
hell?
said any. You overestimate Gabriel's capability to tell us anything. Like he just didn't tell us anything at all. Like I wasn't expecting Damien at all. So if you need me to roll a subterfuge roll, I can. But you know, he's just totally like he's like, I just want to make sure that we're all. That's all. Like that's all. You know, you would want to make sure that you're not doing anything that the prince wouldn't want you to do, right? I'm in the same situation here. No offense. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not angering Gabriel, who would totally break my spine in 16 different places if I did something he didn't want.
Oh, I imagine he's probably on his way right now to try and save you, but I grow bored. This is so beneath me. He puts out the cigarette in the rug and walks into the blood mirror, which shuts behind him, leaving Damien just standing there. I'm so sorry, guys. I that's not what I meant to happen.
Emery would go over to him and like put a hand on his shoulder. It's okay. There's so many kindred in the city to keep track of, and things like this.
I haven't
happen.
been doing this for a long time. It's just, I mean, for first few years we're training, and he's not the most humane or patient guy.
Well, we're thankful that you're here. We haven't been here long either, and while a few of us were here previously, we appreciate your honesty and.
He straightens himself up a bit, and I apologize for the intrusion. I must get going. And he's a bit like he's really trying to gain that demeanor again of someone who speaks with authority. And he says, Mr. Harris, I'm ready to leave. And the bodyguard appears to escort him out, but it seems like the bodyguard is more in charge.
Well, before he leaves, I would like, Excuse me, Miss Damian. What does this mean exactly for us?
Nothing, I hope, but he has your blood now in your names, so.
Yeah.
You're Tremere, right?
Yes,
You know what we can do with
That's
that,
his name.
so.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe, talk to Gabriel or something. You hear the door open upstairs, the ding of the bell, and hasty steps from high heels. And Ayse comes rushing down, very angry looking, and just looks at Damien and says, "Get out!" And he says, "But get out!" And just quickly leaving.
Luke is going to call out in true Lasombra fashion, "You're shit at your job."
He's
Maybe he
leaving.
wants to join us.
He's leaving as defeated as when he came. And Ayse she's looking pissed, but very polite still, in control of herself. And she says, "I am so sorry. I shouldn't have left. I didn't know this would happen."
We were basically threatened to sign this damn book.
Yeah,
So he was going to burn us all down.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past him. He did it once before, though in a
Yeah,
very
that's why
different
I signed it.
situation. They call him the Phoenix because he will always rise from the ashes.
That's
Now, what does it mean that he has our names in his book?
It
call this
means
himself?
that there are certain things he can do with it from a distance, but probably only once or twice.
That's okay. We've got his name as well. As soon as we work out how to do those things, we can do them to him.
I'm gonna talk to Gabriel and I'm gonna see how we can get your names out of that book. That particular.
Now, is he one who would
Yeah,
actually
we're going for that.
Yeah.
he'll follow through on his threats? Is that right?
I think he'll forget you in the next couple of hours. Back to his project, or the prince, as some call him.
So many projects and hobbies in the world. You can pick up quilting or something.
Well, Victor has always. Well, when I met the prince, it was before he was prince. His grandsire, the would-be prince, had captured me, told them I was a spy working for Mithras, and he tried to force Alex, or at least trick him, into deoperizing me, probably to desensitize him. Well, Alex did something unexpected. He, well, along with his coterie and a very special sword, killed Bradford, and he released me without anything other than a threat, which is gentle for a Ventrue. But
He just killed his grandsire right there.
Victor was there. He did nothing. He was supposed to protect Bradford, and ever since he had gone through everything he possibly could to raise the prince way above his station, especially for someone of his age. But he has succeeded in it. And
Why would he do that? Do you know? Like, what would his motivation be?
well, he can't
Maybe-
rule. And Tremere have. Mithras do not like them. He really, really hates us, and we are mocked because of our clan. We're not outright killed like Ministry, but we cannot have the position of Primogen or anything like that. So I think it's the closest he can get to ruling, if I'm honest. But the man is a psychopath, and after he fell out with the Toreador Primogen Naomi, he became even worse. I feel like he was, or she was, keeping him alive. She does the air quotes.
Yeah. He lost his other half. I get it.
He's not as patient anymore. But he's a true Tremere asshole, and he looks at you, Marie, like those we separate ourselves from, like the whole pyramid and structure, and women cannot have positions of power, and yeah, the whole thing. And he's, I believe, 600 years old.
He dresses like it. Right? Right? Am I right?
Well,
I mean,
that's one problem we have to solve then.
and he was ascended before he became kindred. I like to know as much as I can about my enemies. So, but he's definitely the biggest thorn in our side.
Thank you for the heads up.
He's not as level-headed as the prince, but yeah.
Good question. Good question. So that means that Damien is his challenger then?
About 4 or 5 years ago, he sired a child for the purpose of him becoming herald.
Keeping it. But Damien, could he not be an asset to us with all the access and information that he has?
He's still an elite prick. He was that even before he became kindred, and I feel like Victor's training and perception of what it means to be Tremere would... I don't exclude it, but I think he serves as the eyes of the ears, and ears of Victor as well. He seems to know everything that goes on with his child, and well, Victor can get in people's heads, even from a distance, and see what you see. And the connection with Childer, and it's just, it makes it even better. So I don't... It's not that Damien is a bad guy, but he would be a spy without even knowing it. Or, oh, he's smart, so he would know. But he's not... Well, you met him, he's not an asshole. Just a very loud voice, but... I believe that's a part of the show.
Poor guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't want Victor as my sire either.
At least the sire's in the same city as him. To be there, whether he wants him or not.
Yeah, it can be a blessing and a curse.
So, how could we start?
Come again?
As in, excuse me. Did you come for this specifically, or was there something else?
Oh, right. Sorry. He infuriates me. Yes, I have a task for you guys. If you're up to it. One of our fellow Anarchs' touchstone has gone missing, and I would like you guys to find him, if possible, or perhaps discover where he went. He's 80 years old, so I don't think it's that far. But with a bit of luck and perhaps a bit of skill, you can perhaps get something out of the wife. She suffers from dementia, so she's not all there. She writes down an address. She lives here and has apparently not seen him for days. If you would do me this favor and check out the place and check on her, I would be grateful.
Was he, question, was he demented as well?
Not to my knowledge. Not Gould either. Just a relative, for the sake of, you know, it's touchstones. I can't say whose touchstone it is, but yeah.
Do you know if the authorities have been notified, or is this still under not really let out? How many people are looking for this individual?
It's not a missing persons case yet. I mean, we try to take care of things ourselves before involving the police and perhaps Antigen. it is a link to Russ, so. But wherever he might be or not be, that's really the important part right now.
Understood.
And I would.
Do you
be
have a
grateful.
picture?
Yeah, it's an elderly chap. Is what is it called? The Scotch. What's the word? The Scotch tan. What's the word?
Flannel?
No, not flannel. The pattern that kilts have.
Oh, tartan or something.
Yeah, that's. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't forget.
Plaid?
Something along those lines. The very signature Scottish pattern on a jacket. It's a black and white picture. He looks about 60 in the picture, you think? His name is William Richardson, and wife is Gretchen. They live not far from here. You can probably walk within half an hour.
Is Alicia still upstairs?
Yeah, she's typing away at a computer. I didn't really ask. She seemed occupied.
Luke is just going to kind of steal away and go to her and
Where's Amir?
He was told to close shop, I think. There were a lot of loud voices.
Oh,
Then he I think he left. Not sure.
fair enough. I'll give him a call. Make sure he's
he was
here before
he
dawn.
was told to leave. Luke's just gonna call back over his shoulder. He was told to leave. Lock up shop and leave, I believe was the exact phrase.
Oh, I'll give him a call. At least he's safe.
So Luke is going to take that picture of the old man and hand it to Alicia and say, while you're dealing with the local cameras, if you can maybe even run a search for this particular person for CCTV, London, the whole
I have
city
to,
is.
to be honest, sir, this is a shitty laptop and I can't really do much with it.
And Emery will speak up. I can take care of it.
Someone with better hardware, I see. Don't worry.
She'll lift up the backpack that she was given from earlier. I have supplies.
Great. Fantastic. Because I feel like that can help us figure out where this guy is currently. Or at least where he was going.
It's always.
Emery, give me a technology and intelligence.
And could I help her?
I guess, yes. You can have an extra die, yeah.
And I feel like Alicia would too if she would be allowed.
Oh, it's still just one extra, but yeah.
Okay, all right. We can't just add on. All right.
No.
Unless it's a physical collaborative thing, then it's just one die.
So what am I rolling again?
In technology and intelligence, and if you have any specialty in hacking or that sort of thing.
I do have hacking, so I get to add 1 dice for hacking and 1 for the assist.
Yes.
Exactly.
And you want what's? Will it automatically add those 2 die for me on 20?
Once you enter the stats, it will ask you for a modifier, and you can just write +2.
Thank you.
3. 3 is enough for what you're trying to do with your skill. It's not the hardest thing to get into a security.
There's a lot of cameras.
Getting in without getting noticed, though, that's a different matter. But you feel like whatever PC or thing he's given you it's some next level encryption. Well, it's a few cameras around the house, so it's not much to look at. But you don't see over I don't know how many days you look at, but you see the wife coming out of the house, tending her plants and sitting on a small chair in the streets in the daylight hours, and but you don't see him coming in and out of the house. But there's no... Oh, there is a camera in the alley behind the house, but it has a blind angle behind a dumpster, but there's no back door to the house, so you don't think he's left the house.
So as she's tapping away, so looking over this information, I've only done a few days that I think that would be sufficient. It doesn't seem like he left the house that I can see. I do know in this network that there's one behind, but there's a blind spot, so we wouldn't be able to see it. The wife, she's been coming and going, but I can't really see. And so she's going to be curious if there's like a sewer below it or something. But as far as there being a front door and entrance in and out, definitely do not see any foul play here. We're really going to have to go over there, I think, and check it out.